Hey folks, Ben here from Bagel Dog DIY. Welcome back to the channel. In today's build, we're going to be working on the walk-in closet. We're going to go from a non-functioning, just kind of a mess, to a closet that's actually functional. We got drawers. This whole build took about 7 hours, cost about 600 bucks. Let's build some stuff. Hey folks, I'm Ben with Bagel Dog DIY. That's Bagel Dog, of course. Let's build some stuff. So who knows what I'm blabbing about here, but you can see this closet is totally dysfunctional. It's completely, the bars coming from both sides. You couldn't even fit in there if it was full of clothes. There's no shelving up top. It's a big closet. It's deep, but it just wasn't utilized properly. So this is what we're dealing with. You can also see the dresser behind me in a couple of these shots. We have a walk-in closet in our master bedroom. We don't want to have a dresser in there. We want to have a sitting space over there. Ignore the carpet, the horrible carpet for now. We are going to redo the floor in this room. That'll be in an upcoming video. Yeah, stay tuned and watch me put together a bunch of flat pack furniture. Just blabbing and blabbing. All right, so next up in the process, after deciding your layout and ordering your pieces, I ended up ordering 3 drawers and 3 cubbies. The drawers are going to go on the bottom, the cubbies are going to go on top. You wait for your product to come in, your product comes in. I got a few tips about assembling this type of like IKEA or flat pack furniture, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter where you get it from. The first tip is to just open your box and make sure everything's there. Read the directions. I know it's cliche, but read the directions. They always come with a parts list. Make sure all your parts are there. When I open these boxes, I try to stack like pieces with like pieces. That's what you see me doing here as I'm taking things out of the box. It just makes things easier as you're looking at the directions. And then just settle in. These take a long time to build. Each one of these took me about an hour to build. You have to assemble all the drawers. You have to assemble the backs and the sides. I was pretty happy with the quality on these ones. Like I got these on sale, like really, really on sale. It was a closeout. If I would have had to pay full price for them, I would have had some issues. There was a couple scratches and things like that. Luckily, they were all in the interior. It's going to be inside a closet. It's going to be covered in clothes. I'm not super concerned about it. Furniture like this too is not my usual go-to. I'm not a big fan. You won't see me use this a lot on the channel, any of this pre-type of furniture like this. Usually I'll make my own cabinets, build my own drawers. I wouldn't use anything like this for like a kitchen or any high-use area, definitely not a bathroom. We joke in the industry what particle board lacks in strength, it makes up for in weight. You can't get it wet, don't look at it funny, don't put it in the sun. But the closet's kind of a perfect application for it. Especially if you're a new builder, you're new to this stuff, you're a beginner. It gives you an idea of kind of how to put a cabinet in, what a backer board is, what a nailing strip is. So it could be a good place to start. If you have a closet that you want to remodel, you can just configure it. Most of these companies that make closet material like this have online configure software. So you can go on there, you can put the dimensions of your closet, you can mess around, you can move things around, you can see what's going to work for you. I didn't do that with this. I just kind of drew it out in my head. I've built a lot of this type of stuff. Another tip, whenever you're working with anything like this, you kind of see me here. You do see me using the drill from time to time. That's just because I had so much of this to build. It is on its lowest clutch setting, and then I go back and I'm actually hand tightening everything. Don't use power tools if you can. You want to hand tighten everything. This is particle board. Screws have a tendency to strip out. And if any of those cam lock screws strip out, you're kind of out of luck. You can epoxy them in. There's a couple ways to fix it, but once this stuff is ruined, it's kind of ruined. So be careful when you're assembling furniture like this. Lay out your parts, follow the directions, use hand tools. Also, you see me grabbing a fan here. Like I said, each one of these took me about an hour to construct. So make yourself comfortable. You're going to be there for a while. It's repetitive motion. It was kind of hot in the room I was sitting in, so I went and got a fan there for the next 5 hours. I put on a podcast. But yeah, it's just basic repetitive motion. Follow your directions, use hand tools, put your screws in right, put your pegs in right. Make sure you got all your faces with your covered edge facing forward. And then just like that, they were all assembled. It did take me about 6 hours. There was 6 total, 3 with drawers, 3 that were just cubbies. I promised you with this channel I would also include prices or talk about pricing when I did projects. The three that had the drawers in them were $97, and the three that were the cubbies were $135. They were deeply on sale. They were both supposed to be over $200. I don't know if I would have paid that much for them. The quality wasn't super, super great, but they all went together fine, no issues. They're going to look great in the closet. I'm excited. All right, now we're moving over to the closet itself. You get to see me do the first thing I need to do, which is empty the closet. We had been using it as unfunctional as it was, so you're just going to watch me take a bunch of stuff out of the closet and make room for those new cabinets. You see me now, and I'm pulling out the closet rod holders and the closet rod. I've pulled out 25 of these or so from this house. They're everywhere. They're in the basement, they're in the closets, they're in the laundry room, they're in the garage. There's nothing wrong with a bracket like this. They're not super aesthetically pleasing, but they are sturdy. I would say they just missed a big opportunity in this closet. If you're going to use a bracket like this, you should at least put a shelf on top of them. They're made to hold nearly a full width shelf. They could have almost doubled their storage up here. So I'm taking them out, getting ready to bring in the cabinet bases. Also, if you know anybody that needs about 30 white metal closet rod holders, I got a corner on the market, I think. All right, so the closet's empty, or empty enough. And as I said, it's a huge space in here. It's a big closet. It just was laid out really poorly. We'll see if we can fix a little bit of that. I'm going to start dragging in cabinets and getting this place outfitted. All right, so you see me bringing in our first cabinet here and realizing I made a mistake. I need to remove the baseboard. So I go and grab a hammer and a pry bar and get that baseboard off of there. I'm not going to put any baseboard back on for right now. Eventually, we're actually going to a wider baseboard throughout the house. We're also going to be replacing the floors in here. And what I'll do is I'll bring the baseboard up to it when I go to that wider baseboard, and it'll give it a built-in look. But get that old baseboard out of there. Get my cabinet placed against the wall, my first cabinet. Checking things out, looking pretty square. I'm going to take this to the garage. Know anybody that needs a whole bunch of trim? All right, now I'm going to get my tape measure. I'm going to bring in my second cabinet, my second base cabinet. I'm going to make some marks on the wall and make sure it's nice and centered. Now, if you've never hung cabinets before, you've never done this, you always want to make sure your cabinets are nice and level, so you'll see me bring out a level. But also, there's a strip on the back of these cabinets. It's about 3 inches wide. It's a nailing strip. It's made to be screwed through. That's how you attach the cabinets to the wall. Most cabinets have this if they're made to be wall-mounted cabinets. So what I'm doing here is centering up the cabinets, and then you're going to see me go and get a stud finder. I'm going to find the studs in this wall so I can transfer that down and send some 3-inch screws through the cabinets, through the sheetrock, and into a stud. Getting the cabinets all nice and in place. Carpet can sometimes be a pain. Sometimes it props up one end or another. There's my stud finder there, going to put my first screw in. These cabinets also came with some strapping material to hook them together so that they didn't have a gap between them. You'll see me screw that in as well. I did make sure I screwed that from the far side, the side that's deeper in the cabinet, so you won't see those screw heads. Sometimes you got to think about little aesthetic things like that when you're putting together these pre-made things. Getting my second one up against the wall there. I already have my studs marked, I believe. Making sure the reveal is nice between the two cabinets. Luckily this wall was flat. The one part of the house the sheetrockers did a good job on for some reason. Oh, there I go, marking my next stud. I'm just going to visually transfer that down. Oh, no, I measure over actually. So there's a tip. You can mark it on the wall and then measure over with a tape measure, and then you can measure the inside of that cabinet and know you're going to be right on that stud. So you'll see me go inside the cabinet here with the tape measure and the screw gun. Luckily my screw gun has a light on it. It was dark inside these cabinets. And get that one sent right into the wall. Beautiful. Making sure it's all flush with the other cabinet. And here you see me putting in like I said, these cabinets came with some hardware that attaches them together so they don't get a gap between them. So that's what I'm doing, drilling into the top right now with these little short screws and this little piece of metal. All right, so here you see me just getting them screwed together. I'm going to put that hardware in the top that I talked about. Make sure they're all level. I think about bringing in the next cabinets, and then I decide, oh no, I should put the drawers in. That's a better, yeah, we'll get that finished effect first, yeah. So putting all these drawers in, thinking happy thoughts about how much storage space I'm going to have, which drawer I'm going to put my socks in. I wonder if I should get a haircut. No, I don't need a haircut. Double check some random measurements. I keep kicking this purple pair of Crocs too. I gotta get those out of the way. But slowly, I get all the drawers in. Really, really slowly. Ooh, it's so smooth. So now I come in with the upper. These cabinets just have cubbies in them. I believe there's 8 cubbies in each one. Useful for storing all sorts of things. Mostly shoes. It's mostly shoes, let's be real. Oh, and handkerchiefs. I have a large handkerchief collection. So those go up there. They're going to get secured to the wall the same way. They have backing strips on them. I'm going to hit the same studs I hit in the bottom cabinets. I'm going to use the same 3-inch screws. So really nothing to it. You know, I already know my measurements because I measured the bottom once. So I'm just making sure everything lines up, making sure the reveal looks good. If your bottoms are nice and level, you shouldn't have a problem with this. They should go on nice and straight, nice and easy. These ones came with screws that actually hold them together. So that's what I was talking about when I said I put the screw head in facing away, so you won't see it. So you see me drilling it in right there. It didn't have a top bracket. It had a bracket that, yeah, went right there. So I get these put together. And then I bring in the last 2. The last drawer, I laid it out differently in my mind than the way it actually ended up going in. It worked beautifully. I thought about doing this bottom drawer facing the other direction and kind of opening into the opposite wall. But this ended up giving us more closet rod space for short hanging things. It worked out perfectly. But you see me here, I'm kind of, I have to take off the baseboard again because I forgot that. Get the rest of these clothes out of the way. I really didn't want to move everything, but I guess I should have just done it all from the beginning. Get the rest of this baseboard out of the way. And then you see me have a conundrum with this last one. Oh yeah, there you go. Shoe cubby. Put a shoe in there. Who can I kid? All the shoe cubbies are from my colorful Crocs. So get some more of this trim out of here. Again, we're having a fire sale on trim. And then I have a conundrum. Should it go this way? I don't know. No, it shouldn't go that way. I think about it. Put it the other way. Think about hanging space. There's like, calculus floating around in my mind or something. I don't know. Area under the curve squared times 7. Nope, it needs to go the way that I think it needs to go. So that's what we do with it. Eventually. A few more sweat brow wipes. Maybe I should cut my hair. Look at all the trim I'm going to have to do. Oh, there's going to be some trim work in here. Oh, the shelves I got to make. So that's the other thing I do in this closet. It doesn't really get filmed. I don't know what happened to the footage. Well, it's lost in space. But I do a shelf. All this kit came with shelving. to fill in between it. So there's these little metal brackets that mount at the top of these cabinets, and then you just got to cut the shelf to width and set it in there. So those go in. I'll do a final walkthrough video and show all that. I don't have video of me actually putting it in. So I decide this is the way this cabinet's going to go. I get it set in the corner. I bring in the upper. I screw everything in. And then all the missing footage. I put in the closet rod and I put in the upper storage ledge. All right, folks. As you can see, I can now sit in a chair where there once was a dresser. We got everything into the closet. We even have some room to spare. I'm going to be doing a few more things in the closet. It's not quite complete. It's complete as far as, like, you know, the cabinetry and all that's concerned. It still needs to be trimmed. Like I said during the video, I'll be doing that once we decide what we're going to do for flooring in here. It also needs, I'm going to change the light fixture in there. I might do something with the ceiling in there too. I haven't decided. Maybe a tin ceiling or something fun if I can find something antique. But for now, it functions. Let's take a look at it. So as you can see, there's no longer anything hanging on the door. We got hanging storage. We got drawer. All of our upper storage, more hanging storage. You can see right here why I ended up going this way with this cabinet instead of facing it the other way. I ended up getting 6 more inches of hanging storage this way than if I would have done those closet rods the other way. Got a nice shelf up there that goes all the way around. That is going to be great for storing winter blankets and things like that. Here's some of the marks on the wall I need to fix. I do actually think I'm going to do a full-length mirror on this wall over here. I do think I'm actually going to do a couple hooks for a few long-hanging things to go up against this wall. I don't think they'll be in the way of these drawers. We got plenty of room in there now to move around. So if you like this video, you want to do a project like this, I highly encourage it. This, again, is something that I think is accessible to everybody. It's not like a full-on kitchen remodel. It's a good place to start. You can start with your closet. You can take something that's not functional. You can make it a lot more functional. You can store a lot more things. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. There'll be more in the future. Cheers!